What exactly would you say if your child looked up at you and asked you about God and if He exists and if He's true, and wondered what would happen when someone dies? Is there a heaven? And what about that man up on the cross? Am I forgiven? How exactly would you answer those hopeful little eyes when you're college educated and convinced it's all a lie? Sure, you went to Sunday school when you were young, but that was then. You're above those simple thoughts now. The only God you know is man. Are you saddened and ashamed to tell this little soul that you don't believe in anything and have no reason and no hope? There's no heaven and no meaning. There's no purpose to our lives. That you believe we're just evolved, random mutations come alive. You know better than an insect, son, and when you die, that's it. I've learned through education that good and bad just don't exist. It's all just evolution. It's survival of the fittest. And we can get you a prescription when your life becomes depressed. I'm sorry that I've crumbled all your hopes and all your dreams, but it's time you realize that life's not what it seems. Are you lost? Are you alone? Are you convinced that life does not make sense? Have you forgotten that God even exists? Have you replaced all that was real for a life of counterfeits and created your own truth? A happy atheist. Are you lost? Are you alone? Are you convinced that life does not make sense? Have you forgotten that God even exists? And you replaced all that was real for a life of counterfeits and created your own truth. A happy atheist. You realize your answers could just shatter all these dreams and everything that ever mattered to this precious little being who had belief in certain peace and received that inner voice inside his conscience, and his conscious mind believed. And it sickens you to think, cause you've been driven by your ego and your greed, and he sees it. You don't practice what you preach. You've lost your dignity, and you've succeeded in destroying all belief and defeated all his real hopes and dreams. They might never be retrieved, and the flame within his heart almost completely is extinguished, and the holes within his soul are filled with mimics, and the message of God's grace within his mind has been diminished, because the answers that you gave him took a piece of his existence, and the power of your words were unforeseen, and in that very moment you destroyed the very purpose of his being. And now he's lost, he's alone, and he's convinced that life does not make sense, and he's forgotten that God even exists. He's replaced all that was real for a life of counterfeits and created his own truth. A happy atheist. Are you lost? Are you alone? Are you convinced that life does not make sense? Have you forgotten that God even exists? Have you replaced all that was real for a life of counterfeits and created your own truth? A happy atheist. Are you lost? Are you alone? Are you convinced that life does not make sense? Have you forgotten that God even exists? And you replaced all that was real for a life of counterfeits and created your own truth. A happy atheist.
Destined for this time and age, bringing a message with solutions that prepares a way. While we're still human, moving closer towards the judgment day. They have invaded, grooming sheep as they set the stage. I fear no evil, I got Jesus, my deliverer. I've been forgiven, saved, no longer a prisoner. I've been redeemed, made, I'm an alien, a visitor. That's right, I'm freed, I'm remade with the signature. Got a new vision, I've been saved because his son is risen. It's a decision that was made to send me on this mission, exposing lies and proclaiming truth without no fear. We see the signs of the times and we shout it clear. Unfolding prophecy that's obviously happening, erupting rapidly, it's absolutely baffling. cannot panic even if they plan a whole pandemic. We knew eugenics was a scam to hybridize genetics. Needed a lie to unite the world to all obey. They've always tried throughout time to change our DNA, paving the way for the Antichrist and one world government with sheep are lining up to take the mark. They're loving it. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling. Truth is exclusive, it's not relative, it's absolute. It's undisputed, it's been proven, there's no substitute. Conclusive facts are now offensive in our current times. You'll get attacked if you attempt to shift a paradigm. You can't relax enough to share your mind or even have a thought. You might get bullied by the left, acting like robots. Automatons that respond like they're human pawns. Virtue signaling their masks toward Babylon. In every area we're seeing mass hysteria, and not just in America but everywhere. We're staring in the face of Armageddon as we're heading towards apocalyptic waters that we're treading toward America's dead end, producing misanthropic modern day demonic like embodiments, modifying the minds of bodies and environments, censoring anything that's offensive into the narrative, threatening anybody whose actions are not affirmative. So what's the real message we're seeing from these progressives? If you don't agree with them, then they get violent and aggressive. Essentially what they're doing is making people submissive, till eventually beliefs and opinions won't be permitted. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling. Open your eyes, hear the warning call. The great divide on both sides and the lies told big and small. But unified we will never fall. With Jesus Christ on our side, we're like watchmen on the wall. His word was given as pre-written future history, and can be counted on with confidence and certainty. Not poetry or allegory in its own category. Absolutely, positively, it's his story. For everything there is a season. There comes a time to serve a purpose that is planned out for a reason. When evil needs to be defeated, we must unite and come together and even fight if it be needed. Ready for anything, prepared for coming prophecy. It's like we're living in the movie Idiocracy. No second guessing, I got weapons, I got ammunition. Both in the spiritual and physical, I have a mission. Protect my faith and my family from the opposition. I'm not afraid to take a stand and make a split decision. I know my rights, I know the law, so don't you tread on me. Won't turn my cheek if you try to take my liberty. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling. What in the world could be happening when everyone that you know has been controlled into panicking? Mind control like the mannequins. Is this a sign of the times? Revelation unraveling.
We live in a world where many people are influenced. They listen to demons constantly. That's what's influencing them. They don't even understand. They think it's their own mind and their own thoughts, but they don't understand that there's demons speaking to them and leading everything they do. That's why the only way to break free is to follow Jesus. Because the whole world is in this spiritual evil darkness. And they're constantly being influenced by forces that they don't see.
I have this reoccurring dream, I'm on a battleground. With bullets whizzing by my head, the bombs are all around. I'm trying to fight the enemy, but they're invisible. No place to run and hide, extremely inhospitable. A barren land that's treacherous and perilous. Malicious villains all around me that are merciless. It's a hazardous environment that's sinister. I feel like Jonah in the whale, like I'm a prisoner. And just like him, my weapons are not physical. My arsenal consists of powers Even if I'm all alone, trapped in a den of lions, I can count on God to get me out of anything. I can trust His word over absolutely everything. No matter what the battle is, He is more powerful. Shatter any obstacles thought to be impossible. He can humble nations who think they are infallible. Crumble city walls like in the days of Jericho. You want a fighting chance? Then dig into the biblical. This battle's for your own eternal soul, and the time is getting critical. Sometimes life is just like on the movie screen. Sometimes life is just like in a scary dream. Sometimes life is thinking what comes after death. Cause sometimes life is taking in your last breath. Sometimes life is just like on the movie screen. Sometimes life is just like in a scary dream. Sometimes life is thinking what comes after death. Sometimes life is taking in your last breath.
Ooh, hello. Hello and welcome to Creative Chaos. It is me. Oh, I kind of like the witness protection program little circle head there. But hey, it's me, Christy. This is Creative Chaos. For anybody that's new here, I saw a new name in chat, by the way, you guys. I saw Jerry Lahane. Um, so hello, welcome to Creative Chaos. This show is dedicated to shining a spotlight on fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. I often talk to independent comic creators, and I've got one for you tonight, although he has not come into the studio yet. So I hope he doesn't forget that it is Creative Chaos Night, and he'll join us eventually. So, welcome, hello. And why don't I just say what is up to the chat before we get into everything? I saw Shadow Hot. Well, Carrie got here first saying, "Hey, Christy, me again." I see Carrie all over the YouTubes. Thanks for being here, Carrie. Hope you stick around and like the show tonight, and consider backing the campaign of our guest tonight. But we'll get into that. Shadow Hawk checking in with some hail peeps. And then, like I said, we got a new name I don't recognize, Jerry Lahane. And of course, our wonderful wrench holder, Vulcan Lives. He never asked for a wrench. I gave it to him, and he takes it very seriously. So, Vulcan, I really appreciate you. And Deepak, check it in. The Meg TV, the Meg.tv, what do you call those people? Website administrator, people, designers. That's Deepak. Hello, Deepak. And then Billy Power Max also checking in with a hail. And over on Pilled, I cannot highlight those chats, but we got Madness Comic Network sending us a raid with 5 people. It included Ghost Pepper, Quilt Anon, Ghost Pepper again, Ghost Pepper, Ghost Pepper, and Madness Comic Network. So we've got, and Ghost Pepper says you might have a pilled alert. I don't know what that means. You can mansplain that to me in the chat. So you guys, I've actually been on my back the last couple of days, like super duper ill. So if I happen to turn my camera off, I'm trying to hide myself from you. I just may be blowing my nose. And on that note, let's bring in my sidekick, the Batman. Hi, the Batman. You know, it may be entertaining. I'm just not there yet. I'm not at that comfort level, you know.
Hi, Christy. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm like at like maybe 30% brain power tonight. So I may drift off. We're just gonna see how it goes.
So wait, I have to ask, what you drinking tonight? I know that's not the show, but what are you drinking tonight?
Water?
Good.
but also I opened a beer. I've got Dave and not Dave and Buster's, BJ's Brew House, Bruce Tip Bruce. No, Spruce.
Oh,
Spruce
I thought you
Tip.
were drinking me. I thought you were drinking me.
I did say Bruce. I don't know why. Spruce Tip Sip. It's an IPA. We're gonna see what it tastes like. It's part of their like beer club thing that my daughter has joined, and it's got amazing rewards. And here's something that happened, and maybe I shouldn't even say this live, but so they get like a free 6 pack and then one of these like every couple months, right?
Right.
But they
So do they
keep
get a 4-pack every month, or they just get one
they
beer
get
every
a
month?
6 pack and then one of these every two
Oh,
months, right? And plus all kinds of other rewards, right?
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
for some reason in this round, they just keep going back and they keep getting their reward not having to pay for it. Like BJ's might have a broken system. I don't know.
Yeah, they're building up because when they catch up to them, they're going to owe them a lot of money.
Maybe we'll see what uh well let's see
Unless
wheelchair.
somebody gifted it, unless somebody gifted it to them for a year.
No, they
Bruce's
pay for
Spice
it.
Tip. What's
Bruce's
Bruce's?
spice tip. I don't know, but that's what real wheelchair Rick says. Wheelchair Wick.
What's up, wheelchair Rick? Good to see you out there.
Yeah.
Where
It's
is wheelchair Rick?
I don't know where
Bruce.
I feel
Oh,
like I
Bruce's
know that
Bruce Tip.
username, but I don't know if they've ever come and hung out with us on Creative Chaos. So if that is the case, welcome to
What
Creative
platform?
Chaos.
What platform is wheelchair Rick on?
I don't know if I can really tell in this producer, but usually everybody comes via YouTube.
He's from Michigan, and it's good to see you out there, wheelchair Rick. And I have to do a special
Michigan.
shout out because Vulcan Lives already shouted out
He
Bruce.
always does. He loves you so much.
So
Oh,
tonight,
there it is.
there it is. So tonight, I made myself a bit of an old fashioned, but a bourbon old fashioned. I picked up a local bourbon called Chattanooga bourbon or something like that, and really spicy. It's got a real nice, spicy finish to it. But I make it in an old fashioned. But instead of using orange juice or orange peels, I had some lemonade lemons. My mom has lemon trees here in the backyard. So I took a bunch of lemons from my mom's lemon tree last season and I crushed them up and molded them up and made lemonade with it and poured them into ice trays. And they're still sitting in the freezer. So I dropped 2 lemonade ice cubes into this. I put a little bit of my spirits into there, the bitters, and then 2 muddled cherries with a giant big ice cube, and the big ice cube's down in the middle there, but they're hanging in there, and I haven't tasted it yet. So
Okay.
let's get a taste test on
Let let's find out how you did.
it.
Eh, That seemed very professional.
That
Strong.
was that is strong. It's it's really strong, and I poured a little bit of cherry juice into it to give it a little bit of a. So with the lemonade, the cherry juice, and the muddled cherries, um, and the bitters, wow! And they're orange bitters. So you've
Okay.
got orange lemonade, cherry, and it's a very complex bourbon because it's got a bite to it at the end, and like it leaves you breathless after you have a sip.
Mm. It looks pretty cherry-like, the color.
It's actually like a. It looks like tea. It's actually tea colored. I don't know if you can see that.
I see.
It's more of an iced tea color. Um,
What are you
it,
laughing at?
it's like I'm feeling the
Oh,
afterburn. I'm feeling the afterburn. I haven't even gotten a chance to go outside and smoke yet because I was too busy getting everything together to fix this up. Today also happens to be my girlfriend's birthday, so we went
Oh,
out.
happy birthday to your girlfriend. It's
Thank
also
you.
Doc Blaylock's birthday, and
Happy birthday, Doc.
hung out with him a little bit on his stream today. So that was fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, we went out to dinner tonight with my sister and brother-in-law and my nephew, who's graduating tomorrow. So we're going to be going to the graduation here in Gainesville, Florida. And tonight we went out to dinner and celebrated, and then we had a birthday cake, and then we came home. And I am going to be lit tonight for sure. Vulcan lives. I want to light up actually too. So when we get a quick break, I'm going to run outside and hit a smoke.
All right,
I,
fantastic. Well, hey, listen, Bruce, I don't see that our guest has even joined us yet, so we're gonna meander. We're gonna meander through
we
our
can
opening
chit chat.
today.
We can chit chat, paddywhack, and give my dog a bone. He's right over there.
Oh, your dog?
Yeah, my dog. You haven't
He's.
seen my new dog,
I have not seen your new dog.
buddy? Woo woo.
Is this a puppy or a? Uh,
He's a 4-year-old puppy. He's a rescue. Unfortunately, my Daisy Beagle passed away. She was 14 and a half years old. And while I was away in Peru, literally 2 days before I came home, her heart gave out. I guess she just gave up the will to live because I wasn't around for 3 weeks. She couldn't be without me, so she decided to move on.
You know, I feel kind of the opposite because this happened with us growing up a lot. So my maiden last name is McDonald, right? We grew up with so many pets in our life, like people really were like old McDonald's have a farm, you know. But I mean, that happened so many times because, we had a big family and we weren't gone very often, but it happened multiple times where we had old animals that seemed like health problems, like seemed like they should have been dead for like a year because of how sick they were, finally die when we'd leave on vacation. I swear, I think pets wait often enough for us to leave.
Well, she waited till 2 days before I came home. And I mean, she was my everything. She literally would be by my side all the time. I'd have to be careful when I turn around because she'd be like literally right next to me. I didn't want to step on her. But she was a good old dog, and I miss her. But now we've got Buddy, who is a rescue. And see, I don't know if anybody out there knows what I do for a living.
I don't, do you want to tell them?
I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, everybody on our podcast already knows. I run the oldest and largest pet hotel in Long Island, New York. It's probably one of the oldest facilities in the New York tri-state area, and I've been running it the last 35 years. My father before me, another 20. So we just had our 50. Actually, we're going to have our 55th anniversary, and we work very closely with the SPCA out here by me in Long Island. And he's been with us at the pet hotel now for about 2 years. They've been trying to place him, but he has his quirks. He has his quirks. Unfortunately, he was abused by an 11-year-old boy who would torture him. And that one day he took enough of it and he bit the kid. And the owners had to turn him in because they were going to put him to sleep. So he's been in
Ooh.
our facility for 2 years. And we're not a shelter, but we work with the SPCA and they pay us. I mean, we give them a discount and all, but nonetheless, he's been in a pet hotel for 2 years. And
Wow.
yeah, so
So you've claimed him.
yeah, and I brought him down here to Florida with me. And, it's a work in progress, but he's a good boy. He's a really good boy.
And he's not going to come see you so we can
Um,
look at him?
he's probably in the bedroom with my girlfriend. She's probably giving him something to eat.
Okay. Well, maybe at the end of the show we'll be able to glimpse him, if not next time.
Yeah, if he comes back in here, I'll pick him up and I'll hold him in front of the camera for y'all.
All right. Well,
And Bruce Pet Hotel right now. Yep. Ghost Pepper's out there. Bruce Pet Hotel right now.
oh, because because of the sticker.
And yes, I will say Shadowhawk Talks nailed it. I prefer working with animals than I do working with people. I'd rather live amongst the animals than live amongst these people because some of these people are too many people are stupid, are idiots, and are just plain old fashioned dumb. And I can't deal with dumb people. And it's funny because during, this whole last 8 years, 10 years, 12 years we've been going with back and forth. And I don't want to get political here, but from when Trump got into office, left office, and got back into office, it's been a roller coaster ride for us because all my clients know I'm a diehard, diehard MAGA, and my blood runs red like the hat I wear. You're wearing the red hat tonight, but it's a Flip
Right?
City red hat tonight.
It is a beautiful red, though.
Yeah, and I have a MAGA red hat, but yeah, I'd wear Trump shirts during the day, in the office. Wear my MAGA hat. I got a Doge hat, which is really cool. I may have worn it here once or twice, but yeah, I'm diehard for MAGA and diehard for Trump. And a couple of my clients, a few of my, a good handful of my clients, were a little upset about that, and so they won't come back. Sayonara, suckers! You're all a bunch of assholes anyway. I don't need you.
I'm sorry. Hey, I can't do more than one thing once. I just got a DM saying, "Can I get the link?" And I sent him the link. So we're gonna have to mock and ridicule him when he gets
Oh,
in
you
here.
didn't send him the link
No, I
originally?
did send him the link.
Oh.
He's asking for it again. Hey Bruce, in direct messages, do you ever scroll up? Because I scroll up to be reminded of what happened.
Sometimes I do,
I'm a
yeah. Yeah.
scroller.
I scroll. Yeah, I scroll. Some people don't know how to scroll. And I'm an analog man trying to figure shit out. So, hey, you know. So, what am I looking up? What am I scrolling up to?
Oh, you're not scrolling up to anything, actually.
Oh, okay.
I just had to scroll up in our DMs for our guest tonight. Which, by the way, since I did get a confirmation that he should be in here any moment, I think we should finish with our opening. We have got 31 people watching right now. What do you think they should do? What should we do with that number?
They gotta like, subscribe, ring that bell, and make sure you send out some red pills, gold pills, just no blue pills. Like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Woo! And then we got the pill pool going out there. Uh, I got a question from Carrie. She said, "What do you think to Turning Point USA, Christie?" I don't know. I think she means of Turning Point USA.
Yeah,
Um,
of Turning Point USA. What's your thoughts?
they're very conservative. They're
They are as right wing
conservative.
conservative as they come.
Yes. I think they could do a little bit better with their branding and making conservatism look fun. But that's
Look,
not. I think the branding of conservatism is like, hey, do you look like a fuddy duddy? Cool, we'll take it.
aren't they Kirk? What is it? Charlie Kirk's.
Charlie Kirk, yes, yes.
Charlie Kirk is Turning Point. Yeah, I mean, I like Charlie Kirk. Um,
I think
but
Conservative Inc. really,
here's what I find funny
truly.
about Charlie Kirk, and I love the fact that he does this. But he'll go into a college, big or small, and he'll set up a table and he'll debate anybody at any point. And he literally trolls the fuck out of these kids. And they all look stupid in the end. By the time he's done with them, they must feel about this big. I'm just curious to know how many of them ran back to their dorms and committed suicide because he
Oh,
really devastates them.
I
He
hope
makes
none, but
No, I'm being facetious, but yeah, he devastates them. He totally knocks them out of the box.
All right. Yeah, so Turning Point USA, I think it probably does a lot to, build up the young Republicans and all that kind of stuff. So, um, just not that fun. Okay,
I,
I
I
know
see. I see Benny. I see Benny's made it into the green room.
yes, that is the case.
Benny, are you there? Are you there, Benny? Turn on your camera, Benny. For God's sakes, turn on your camera.
but
Please turn
but
on your
first
camera.
but first we haven't gone through our like little sponsored by and
Oh,
everything.
that's fine.
So
By do
okay.
the sponsorship, but I'm looking at him in the green room, and all I see is a little gray box with a little round head and looks like a upside down horseshoe or
Our friend might
shoulders.
have camera issues if he still hasn't replaced his camera. We'll find out when we get to Ben. But why don't we go ahead and, because I have announcements to make. As
Please,
always,
I'll
creative
digress.
cha- creative chaos would not happen without Flip City Magazine. I wouldn't be doing this show where I get to meet lots of really cool indie producers of all things indie across the platforms, between print media and music and movies and all that kind of stuff. Would This show wouldn't exist without Flip City Magazine. So, I've got a couple of things for you tonight. First off, we have opened our collaboration poll, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys a walkthrough of how to go and vote for your favorite um, um, submission to the latest Flip City contest, which was called Mirror Mirror on the Wall. And I'm just going to show you guys how to vote so you could go and vote. And we're going to drop the link in chat as well. So, cause if we can just bring that screen up, what you would do is you would go and to your browser, your favorite browser, and put in themeg.tv, and it's going to look like this. And if you see over there to the right, I believe that's the box we're going to click on to go to the poll. Am I right, Cause? If you
That's
click on
correct.
that.
Or
Woohoo!
alternatively, you can click on the little word poll up here at the top of the screen. But this icon over here on the right will be here for the entire time that the poll is open.
Fantastic. So it's super easy. That is themeg.tv. Click on that ad to the right, and you're going to get a poll with a little description of what we did. I've been talking about it on Creative Chaos. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again because I want you to go to the meg.tv and check out the little description of the collaboration we have going on. And cause can you scroll, I just want to see what the poll looks like, and go vote on your favorite. We got, I think, seven, is it 6 or 7 submissions? It is 7 submissions. Go vote on your favorite. I would like to get to 150 votes in about a week and a half. We
Now
are
you have
going.
8. Now you have 8. I just voted, and
Woohoo!
I'm not going to tell you which one I voted for because it's the
Something.
only one. It's the only one I could vote for.
Okay,
Although that's
interesting.
not true. There were 3 others that I found hysterically funny. The Adam Schiff one was absolute Adam Shit by Blaylock, not Blaylock, which is funny as hell. And then the Bill Gates one was another pretty funny one. And of course, you got to go down to the very last one, and it's not Bo Diddley, it's P Diddy and his oils. I,
Yes.
so of those, I didn't choose any one of those 3. There was another one I chose instead. I'm
I
not
think
going to
I
say
know.
what it was.
I think I know which one it is. Anyway, you guys, what we are voting for is the winner is going to get a quarter page ad run in Flip City Magazine. But I'm not going to go through the whole spiel about what the collaboration is. That's why I have the description above the poll. Go to themeg.tv, go vote. And something that I wanted to do is we're going to give you the entire show to go vote, open a new tab, go vote, and we're going to check in and see how many votes we got during the show. So that's what we're going to do for fun today.
And make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share the hell out of it for Meg TV or Madness Entertainment Group, Madness Comic Network.
Woohoo! All right, we've got one other announcement because it just came through today, and it made my heart burst with happiness and pride. So, Bruce, I'm sure you know that we were accepted into Diamond distribution, and we've had orders coming in. Blah blah blah. The thing is we it works with Diamond, you don't know who's buying your stuff because it's all through Diamond, right? So we
Right?
don't know what shops they're landing in. We just know how many magazines we sell, and then we invoice them and all this. Today was the first time a Flip City magazine was spotted in the wild at an unknown location. So, cause if you wanted to bring that picture up for me, look it. Flip City's right there between mad and crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
That is
But
at
you
yeah.
don't know what location that's at.
I do. I do. I am going to be tweeting about it with the location. It is in Ontario, Canada. And one of our contributors on his, he loves comic book shops. And he went and visited one of his local shops and saw our magazine on the rack. So that is the first time that we've been on a rack that been found on a rack that we didn't already know we were going to be on that rack. So it was kind of a
Very cool.
milestone for us.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, so that was exciting. Look out for my tweet, you guys. Something like this, that it just kind of shows that Flip City's been growing and expanding and all that. If you see me tweet about it, it's at Kitty Flip City over there on Twitter. Please do me a favor and retweet it. I would love a retweet. I love retweets.
So you're on Twitter as Kitty Flip City.
Kitty Flip City. I think we probably do follow each other, Bruce.
I'm sure we do. I because of my analogness, I don't go on often.
Dude, Gibran. That's a Flip City contributor right there. What's up, brother? Never seen you on Creative Chaos. Thanks for popping in. Hope you stick around, meet our guest tonight, and we should have you on sometime to talk about your book, Horrible Tales. I've got a copy of it here.
So
All
let's
right,
schedule Gibran. We'll get him on the show.
we are going to get him on the show. He's a funny guy too.
But
All
I
right,
think we need to introduce Benny Boy and get him
we
in here.
do, we do. So our guest tonight is Ben, and Ben, you'll tell me if I pronounce this wrong. Ben Fuselier. Or
I
it's
was going to call him Ben Fuselage.
oh, I heard him laugh.
Benny
We can hear
Fuselage.
you. I can hear you in my ears, but nobody live can hear you. Anyway, otherwise known as Fusebox over on the Twitter. He is a writer, filmmaker, producer, actor, voice actor from New Orleans, and he's also a comic book creator with his book Outlaw Nights now funding the second edition. Let's watch let's watch the trailer and we'll meet Ben on the other side and we'll find out if I butchered his last name. Ben, Ben. I've got, okay, you're going to tell me in 1 second, but first, this is a creative chaos first. I have to let you know. I never let people come on the show with the camera on, but I know you have camera problems, so I'm going to totally forgive you.
I do. I'm so sorry. I'm late. It has been a kooky couple of hours. I didn't realize that you had already sent me the link, so I was waiting for a while, and then real quick, I noticed a little bit of a discrepancy between two of the campaigns, so I had to fix that real quick.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
then I came back and I saw you sent the link, and I was like, oh God. So yeah, I'm like 30 minutes late.
No biggie. We had a nice time actually. Normally I'm kind of pushing Bruce to like not talk so much and he does really good actually. Like not talk cuz you're Bruce, you're a talker, you are and you love it. I love you for it. But it's why I have a co-host is for moments like this cuz I'm terrible at talking to myself or the chat. So, hello and welcome. Tell me about your last name, please.
Well, it is Fuselier, but
Oh.
many people pronounce it the way you pronounced it.
Fuselier. I like it better.
It's that, it's that Southern fake
Mhm.
French,
It's the New Orleans French.
Exactly.
And you go by Fusebox mostly anyway, don't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can call me Ben, you can call me Fusebox, and heck, if you back the book, you can call me whatever you want. I mean, you know.
You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. You can call him whatever you want if you go back the book, which is live now on like basically all the funding platforms. And we will be dropping the link. And just to let everybody know, it is all the links are always down in the description as well. So if you guys want to check it out while we're talking, feel free. Oh, Ben, and also we don't scroll campaigns here. We kind of get to know you and
That's
have
fine.
okay, cool.
Why?
Vulcan,
Why?
thank you so much.
While we're at it, I mean, are we ready to really get to know him?
Hmm.
Why don't we do the fanboy for us?
Let's do it.
Oh
Roll
Lord.
that.
We put you through your paces here.
All
Oh
right,
God.
Benny. So listen, here's what we're gonna do. I need you to just let your mind go and just think about the first thing that comes to your mind and spit it out when I ask you these questions. It's about fanboying for us, and you're going to tell us your likes rather than your dislikes. I think we can get a little bit more from you by learning what you like. So, fanboy for us and tell us what's your favorite movie?
Oh God. I would say the Lord of the Rings trilogy as a whole.
Okay, okay,
Those are the
okay.
best movies you'll ever see.
All right.
Are you a
Your
huge
favorite?
I'm sorry, are you a huge Lord of the Rings fan? Like you read them and you know all the lore and everything? Is that
Oh
something
yes.
okay, I just love that people that are like that love the movies so much. So I you gotta respect.
My favorite book of all time is the Silmarillion.
Which is connected to Lord of the
It's
Rings,
an
right?
extent. It's the extension of the original story, isn't it?
It's technically the prequel. It's
Oh, the
about the
prequel. Okay,
creation of Middle Earth and it pretty much sets the whole world up. It's like the Bible for Middle Earth.
gotcha. Very good.
Hey, Ben, real quick, feel free to curse at Carrie anytime you want.
I was seeing the sass earlier.
She's a sassy one. We
All
just put
right.
up with her because she chats. And she backs too. So we have to put up with Carrie.
So let's find out what your favorite food is. Anything, your favorite food.
Oh God, that's hard to pin down.
Give us
Uh
a list.
I'm gonna say anything with rice, like jambalaya, pretty much just rice mixed with butter, hell, uh yeah, rice.
So your
Let me
New Orleans roots are showing through.
now. Do you put sugar in your rice?
I do not.
Do you know who Phantom Magorizakurl is?
Yes.
You know she put sugar in her rice.
That it sounds kind of good, but it also sounds sinful.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Anyway, go on.
All right. Now, your favorite drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, or give us one and one. Go for it.
I think my favorite drink back when I was drinking was vodka mixed with Diet Coke.
Okay.
And I think my favorite non-alcoholic drink, I'm gonna say Diet Decaf Arizona tea, green tea. No, peach flavored tea. I lied.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, this can be any genre, any realm, your favorite character of all times.
It's kind of a split. I love Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and I also love Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Okay. Wow. Well, Cloud is kind of a space pirate, no?
He's more of a, I mean, he's like a genetically enhanced soldier with a really messed up mind. That's the best
Right.
way I can put it.
Kind of like Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow is a pirate who mainly loves talks out of situations, and I love those kind of characters. The weaselly trickster who is able to schmooze people.
Oh, we get along just fine then. I schmooze all the time. All right. What am I missing, Christy?
Band.
Oh, favorite band.
Uh, hmm. I don't think I have one because I like just I kind of go from song to song, and I just it's like particular songs stick out to me. Anything that gets my imagination going, but I can't say I have like one group that's like, oh, that's my favorite. Like,
What about your favorite music? Your favorite genre of music then?
I love rap and hip hop, and I also love EDM.
Another EDM fan. I find a lot of in the autistic world, the artistic autistic world, are EDM.
Oh, definitely.
It helps stimulate our brain. I'm sorry, Christy, you're on.
I was muted, yeah. I was just about to say that. It's good working music. And last week's opening band, Chill Kid, is EDM. And Carrie was giving me shit about that music.
And Carrie's not a true autist.
She's a goth.
Oh, okay. I goth and autist and EDM can go hand in hand. I mean, it's that heavy bam, 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 bam type of music.
Yeah. It's not like my choice of like working music. Like I I like my hippie music. Or
Oh
something. I
Lord.
don't know why. It's just, you know, it like has a flow like that. Like I like Paul Simon.
Oh
Like it's
God.
You don't like Paul Simon? Dude, he is a wonderful poet.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
poet. He's a poet. He's a poet who knows how to sing. So
And no,
Uh,
I like
I,
how he writes too.
I
Like
yeah,
I
his music.
accept your answer.
No offending the host, please.
all right. Well,
All right.
well, that concludes our segment, Fanboy for Us. That just gives us a little bit more insight as to who you are, Benny. So let's carry on. Take it away, my dear
Yeah,
Christy. All
absolutely. I
you.
am going to take a just a brief break because early on Levi said, "Christy, can we get a shout out for Mary?" I don't know what the hell that means. So Levi, if you want to say in chat what that means, I will happily shout out Mary. Or if all it is like, "Hey, shout out Mary. Shout out Mary." Then it's done and I did it. And Levi, you can confirm whether I did it correctly or not. All right. Well, we learned about you, Ben, and one of my favorite things to do when we're talking campaigns is I love to see how developed an elevator pitch is for your world, your story, what you're crowdfunding. So give us your best elevator pitch of what you got going
Well,
on.
Outlaw Nights takes place in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space. History is very much repeating itself as the nations of Earth are all at each other's throats, competing over territory and resources, and it's become a regular Wild West. Crime is on the rise. Piracy has never been hotter. And in the midst of this whole chaotic mess, we've got our main character, Cyrus Lawson, who has settled on a small, out of the way, insignificant little colony called Therese. And he's joined the colony guard there, but he's not expecting a lot of trouble because you wouldn't think there'd be a lot of trouble in a place like that. But unfortunately, in issue 1, that gets ripped right from under him as the pirates of the ship Hazard are invading his settlement looking for a special piece of data. And this data is leading to a treasure everybody and their mother has their eyes on. It's a rat race in the making. And issue 1 kicks off with an explosive, action packed introduction to our characters. And then issue 2 here is picking up where, without really giving too much issue 1 away, our boy is captured by these pirates. And so now he's got to learn about the dark side of the universe and overcome his very rigid sense of black and white morality because, you know, not everything is simple in the future.
How far in the future?
31st century. We're going 1,000 years.
All right, very good. Now, how long has story been in the making from like when you started conceptualizing it till what was it last year you crowdfunded book 1?
Oh no, I crowdfunded book 1 back in 2019, I believe. And yeah, I have been playing around with this idea since I first saw the first Pirates of the Caribbean in theaters. So I was like maybe like 15 or 16. So it's been a long time.
Okay, so is it very pirates in space?
Yes, but it doesn't hit any of the stereotypes that you would imagine. Well, maybe a couple of the themes, but not like I don't have peg legs and all that stuff, and I don't have the silly talk, like I'm thinking of it more in the sense of what a pirate does. Because you notice like most pirate movies, you rarely see pirates actually committing acts of piracy, and that bugs me. Like,
I mean, I don't really watch pirate movies. I mean, except for the one with Johnny Depp.
yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean, and I just want to comment. Sounds a little bit like Pirates of the Caribbean and One Piece, the manga cartoon, which is now a live action series, joins or meets Starship Troopers. So,
in
am
a
I
sense.
okay? Okay, so I'm in the ballpark. Got it.
I would say, yeah, it's kind of a mishmash of, well, it's a mishmash of cyberpunk. It's got a little bit of that Pirates of the Caribbean theme going on, and it's also got we got some Western vibes. Definitely some anime. I grew up watching some anime, so a lot of that leaked in. But
Sure.
but
So
yeah,
I have to ask you a question about one specific character.
what's
Why is his name Ivory? Because he has an ivory eyeball.
No, because when he was younger, his primary trade was in smuggling ivory.
Gotcha. Okay, got
But
it.
that technically doesn't come into play in the story or anything like that. That's a backstory that I may have in my mind.
Ooh,
Oh, so it's a backstory that hasn't been told yet.
Correct.
spoilers.
Well, it's not even. I mean, it's not even really relevant to this current saga. But I've been talking before about how essentially I'm hoping that once I'm done with this particular arc, I'm hoping to do some offshoot stories. And one of them I wanted to do was a story about Ivory when he's younger.
Before he lost his eye or after he lost his eye?
Before.
Cool. So, guys, if you haven't checked out his campaign yet, go watch the video one more time. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I digress. Please continue, Christy.
Yeah, no, you are on top of it, Bruce. Something that I've noticed that I do a lot more of, and it actually may be uh, uh, why we're growing a little more. I pay more attention to the chat these days, which it's a freaking struggle because I want to hear everything that our guest is saying, but I'm like, oh, I have to like also say hi to chat, which I am going to take one moment to highlight this freaking media monarchy hanging out in creative chaos. What is up, James Evan Pilato? Mwah, if you're still out there, thank you for checking in and giving me a purple heart. And also, if you guys don't know who Media Monarchy is, he's got an awesome show. News, memes, and independent music. Monday through Friday. It is fantastic. And I believe you can go to MediaMonarchy.com to check that out. I highly, highly recommend it. And Katie did check in with a, hey, Christy.
Woo!
Hey, Katie. How's it going? All right. Oh, which by the way, Katie, I hope you are still out there because I believe Ben asked this favor of me. Apparently, you have him
Oh,
blocked on
that's
Twitter.
we already solved all that.
Oh goodness, I didn't have to actually intervene. I thought I'd just get it done real quick.
No, yeah, it was just a silly mix-up, you know.
All
But
right,
I mean, people should block me, you know.
I did, and that's why you didn't get the link tonight. I'm like, I hope he doesn't show up. Please, please, please. I kid. I kid. All right. So let's see. So you got your campaign live now on all three major, in my opinion, crowdfunding platforms. You got Kickstarter, an Indiegogo, and a Fund My Comic all going at once. I know everybody has different techniques of crowdfunding, like, oh, I'm going to exclusively launch here, and then this is going to be an exclusive thing here. I'd love to know what your thought process and method to your madness is for launching your campaign across three platforms at the same time.
Well, the beauty of it is that I don't have a fixed goal. I'm mainly just like every backing is going to be able to help get it printed and shipped. And essentially, I just want to get as many eyes on it as possible. And I know these days I keep hearing folks who are like, oh, I don't want to back anything on Indiegogo because they do this. I don't want to back anything on Kickstarter because they do this, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to back anything on Fund My Comic. So I'm like, I'm going to make it available to all three so that everybody gets a shot. Like,
So it's basically you have no excuse type of reasoning.
exactly.
Hmm. Unless your excuse is, I don't back crowdfunders. Make a store.
That is actually what a friend of mine in town has been saying. Yeah, he has not gotten one book because he's all like, "Oh, you keep crowdfunding, blah, blah, blah." And I'm gonna guilt trip him to death over it until he caves.
Yeah, I mean, he's your friend. He should
Exactly.
trust you to deliver on your promises. I mean, you have already delivered one book. Is that not true?
Yes.
And I saw in my little bit of research, and Ben, I must apologize. I usually do um about 3 hours of research into people and their backgrounds and all that, and I got sick. So I kind of gave you like the short end of the stick, or the poopy end of the
That's
stick,
okay.
on this. But something I did discover is on your first crowdfunder you got over or around 150 backers.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. And like it was really awesome, but then I made the mistake of kind of taking a lot of time off from the internet. So the entire crowdfunding landscape kind of changed on me. So I'm pretty much starting from scratch all over again, you know?
You did keep those people's you had their email addresses though,
Yeah.
didn't you? Okay.
It's just that I think a lot of them, I think, stopped kind of getting into any indie comics and stuff. You know, there was a lot of drama and all that I only half pay
What?
attention to.
There's drama in
Ah,
indie comics? What?
I know
Huh?
that sounds outlandish, but you know.
Why would there be? We should all be going shoulder to shoulder and be like, screw you, mainstream,
I mean that
and I'll get along.
I mean you're preaching to the choir on that one. I mean, and I mean, especially since we've technically won the battle, like the mainstream, like they're barely afloat.
This is true.
Agreed, agreed, agreed.
How do they keep making their crap anyway?
By
They're not,
shortchanging people.
Hmm. I
they're not
bet
going to
you,
be.
I bet you there's a lot of stuff to be uncovered by Doge that's also helping them stay afloat.
I have thought of that.
Maybe. We'll see.
I was heading down that road too, and once Doge is done, there won't be any money left for them because they'll have found the source and
He muted right in the middle.
drained it and moved it over a to an account that we can share in our refund checks that we're getting, or not refund checks. Forgive me. What are we calling them now?
I don't know.
Investing in America checks.
Is
But
that what it's
anyway,
called?
no, I just made that up.
Hey, listen. I think Flip City Magazine did the best thing that ever was done from the COVID relief money, and we launched Flip City Magazine with that money. I can't
Oh,
think of anybody that did anything better with it.
amen.
A freaking men.
So Kerry's asking Ben, who is his artist?
So issue 1 was kind of a bizarre thing where we had a great artist, and about halfway through the book he vanished off the face of the earth. Like, it's not a thing of like, oh, he ditched me or he ghosted me. Like, he literally just vanished. Like, nobody knows what happened to him.
Wow.
So nobody's heard from him since.
Correct.
But
And
did you get your entire book done before?
no,
Oh, okay.
we only did about half, and so Simon Potier stepped up and finished the other half, and he did a great job of kind of mimicking the art style, so it doesn't look all messed up. You know what I mean? And so after that scenario, I basically decided I'm gonna try to do a new art team for each book, just to kind of give it each issue a different flavor. And so for issue 2, we've got Juanito Arquaris doing our lines, and we got a brand new colorist named Igiga Commissions.
Very cool.
A geeka.
She told me she wants to go by her moniker. She doesn't want her real name. So
And she's a
Okay.
geeker for commissions.
Geeker.
She's a geeker for commissions.
I like it. All right. Well, hey, listen, I'm all about people not wanting to have their face shown with me, so I understand when people want to go by their monikers. I mean, his is not actually Bruce Q. Wayne, by the way, just in case you
wait,
didn't know.
But
that's
everybody calls me Bruce anyway, so don't
Mhm.
worry about it, Benny. We're good.
but I could have sworn your name was Bruce Wayne,
It is.
because I've
It
heard
is.
that name before somewhere.
It does exist.
I'm sure you have. I'm well known in the industry.
Yeah. Hey, I just also wanted to welcome Raul to the chat. Thank you for popping in. And Zaffo, I have not said hello to you yet, so thank you so much. I don't know why Hillary got his artist. I don't know what that is in reference to.
Oh, I get it.
Oh. His artist had some dirt.
On
He
Hillary, and Hillary Arkansas-sided him,
he knew
or
too much.
Clinton-sided him.
And everybody's loving Buddy, by the way. Bruce. He is a guy.
I see that. I see that in the chats. Yes, this is my boy buddy, my new boy.
I had a buddy back in the day.
Yeah, he's a Japanese Spitz.
I'm resisting the urge to make a dirty joke.
Go for it.
No,
We like dirty jokes.
see, it's better untold, because then now people's imaginations are gonna,
And they'll probably come up with way dirtier jokes than you were to say. He's challenging you with that giggle there. All right. Hey, so just so you guys know, I did drop the link again in the chat. And for anybody that wants to go on your own, or even now during Creative Chaos, click open a new tab to go check out Ben's campaign. I've been dropping the Fund My Comic link. Ben, because that's the platform I choose myself because they're the indie platform and we need to support them the most, just in my humble opinion.
Oh, hey, I put it there for a reason.
Okay, so there's a thing that I have, right? We have my friend Ben popping in. I was actually gonna play this at the end for you, but my friend Ben actually showed up. This is the Flip City Magazine lead parody artist. So I just have to say what's up to my friend Ben. Hi, Ben. Ben, you're my friend, you're the best old Ben there's ever been. Never been like Ben, Ben. Hi,
I don't
Ben.
see. I don't know how to take that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna let you claim Ben friendship today, but Ben Sullivan got here first. I
But
mean,
you
well, he
called
got
him
here
the best.
second.
You called him the best Ben that was ever been.
Well,
Like,
he actually is. You don't know.
uh, I
You
am
don't
the
know.
best. I'm
We
the
could
Well,
original.
I
we
don't
could
think.
call him we could call him Benny and the Jets.
Fine, he could be
Benny,
Benny and the
Benny and the
Jets.
Jets. He's in
I
outer
will.
space with his comic book, so he's Benny and the Jets.
I will allow it.
And see, here's the thing. I wouldn't doubt Ben's so freaking cool and nice. He might give up his title to you just for the night of the best old Ben that's ever been.
See, now that just makes me feel bad.
Well, okay. I don't Ben, don't give it up. Claim it for yourself. Well, so Ben, I think we're gonna not that we can't talk about your project more, and often that happens through our segments. See, listen, look at this guy. Look at this guy. We Bens unite and take over the world.
That's how you know he's a true Ben.
I think that's why you all are the best old Bens that's ever been. He's the Ben from down under, so I guess you can be the best old Ben in the United States.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Made Australia. I mean, he's fighting kangaroos and
every
giant
day,
insects.
every day on his way to work. I've heard the
And
stories.
Aborigines. Don't forget the Aborigines.
Is he fighting them too?
I don't know. You try and make friends with the Aborigines because they're the ones that really help you beat up the kangaroos.
Okay. All right. Well, Ben, we're basically done with the shill portion. Not that we're not going to talk about your project more, but we are going to get into our segments, and that's going to be the last half of our show. So we're about halfway through right now. Are you? I need you to mansplain something to me.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. You're white, right?
I am. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
And
sorry.
I'm assuming you're straight as well.
I am, unfortunately.
Yeah, so like basically the purpose of mansplain is we all know you're about the most hated human being in the United States, right?
For
And
good
you're
reason, apparently.
for good reason. And but that's the thing. I like shirking all the rules off and all the chains off during creative chaos. This is an anti-censorship platform. So that's why I have my mansplain segment. So we're going to get into it now and you're going to mansplain something to me.
Okay.
Mansplaining is about giving back to the community. I personally think it should be called man sharing.
You ready to man share?
Oh, always.
Oh, dude, I am so happy to hear you say that because I actually usually I will propose a question, but like I said, I've been sick and I am like at this point maybe running at 25% brain power and I don't have a question for you, but I thought you might find it pleasurable to just mansplain anything that you think I should know.
Well, I think that you should definitely look into the lore of Lord of the Rings because it is quite expansive, uh, especially in the Silmarillion. I mean, we start off right off the bat. You've got God who creates multiple gods underneath him who form the world. One of the gods rebels, ends up becoming the first Dark Lord. The world is illuminated by two lamps. Those lamps get knocked over by this dark lord. So then the world is illuminated by two trees, and then eventually this dark lord teams up with a gigantic spider demon thing, and the spider demon thing goes and drains the trees of their life, so the world is dark again, and then they escape into Middle Earth, and Melkor, aka the fallen god, if you will, takes rulership over the earth. And then in the midst of all this, the elves finally wake up, and afterwards,
Oh, how
the
long were the elves asleep for?
since the beginning, the idea is the elves and men are considered to be the children of Iluvatar, who is God, and they were prophesied to come about in a later age. And then as when the elves first wake up, they're kind of confused. They don't know what's going on. And many of them get captured by Melkor and tortured until they become orcs, or the
Oh,
first orcs. And then
I did
eventually,
know that about the orcs, that they used to be elves.
oh yeah. And then one of the gods, Orome, who basically kind of leads, he's kind of like the Wild Hunt character, if you will, like kind of a Norse callback. He finds the elves and he convinces a bunch of them to go with him to the Undying Lands in the west. And they make a long journey. Many of the tribes kind of fall off on the wayside. And then once they get there, they eventually, one of the elves, Feanor, rebels because he feels, he invents these things called the Silmarils, and he's convinced by Melkor that the Valar, aka the gods, just want the Silmarils for themselves. And so essentially, he leads his clan out of the Undying Lands into Middle Earth, cursing his bloodline. And yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go for right now. But
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Are they ever going to make a movie out of it so I don't have to read it?
well, see, we all thought that originally the Rings of Power show thing before the title was announced, we all were thinking this is going to be like a Silmarillion series, and we were stoked for that. And then they announced, "Oh no, we're not doing that. We're making up our own thing." And I'm like, "Oh, great. Yeah."
You know what? Why don't you mansplain further then, since we're done talking about the Cimmerillion? Mansplain to me the hate and why everybody should hate Rings of Power so much.
Oh, well, it completely ignores the vast majority of canon. It makes up ridiculous new canon. And I think, like, in terms of like everybody getting annoyed about the race stuff, it's because like Tolkien in his writing is very specific about like where certain peoples come from, and like, which ethnic groups and such. So the fact that you've got like mixed race elves and mixed race dwarves and there's no real explanation for it, it's just there. I think it just really annoys people who love the way Tolkien establishes origins for everything.
Right. I mean, there was plenty of source material to go to. I mean, that's obviously even people that aren't way into Lord of the Rings know that shit, that there was plenty of source material that they just completely ignored.
And from what I understand, like, I think the big issue was that Amazon didn't have access to most of it because the Tolkien estate was like locking it down. So they had access to like a couple of things from the appendices of the Lord of the Rings books, and they basically were, "We're going to make a big show out of that." I'm like, at that point, you should have just called it quits. You know?
Well, that's
Okay, and
kind of like that was kind of like a question I was having about that is how did the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien allow them to get away with that?
Well, it was that, yeah, like I think they originally brothers, well, I think Warner Brothers still has the rights to a lot of it, but the Tolkien estate was pretty much disgusted by what happened with the Hobbit movies and I think a couple of the video games. So they were like, "Yeah, we're done. We're not letting y'all have access to any more of this." And then like legally they were able to get access to a couple of aspects of the appendices of the Lord of the Rings, but they basically, yeah, they went totally off script and started inventing new characters and lore. um
Did
and
you
like they introduced Gandalf like thousands of years before he's supposed to show up. um and they had him training under Tom Bombadil, which was so dumb. And and they had, and Tom Bombadil wasn't Tom Bombadil. He's supposed to be a dancing happy hippie that sings all the time. And this guy just kind of muttered under his breath and was grumpy. He was anti Bombadil.
do you believe maybe they had to do that so that they couldn't get sued anymore?
No, they didn't have to do any of that. They could have just said, "We're calling it quits. We're not going to spend billions of dollars to make this bomb." But they decided to do it, and like I'm always I'm very impressed by the determination of woke creators. Like,
I
because
was just going to ask you that.
I'm impressed by their determination because they see how poorly their work is received. Like Disney, every time they put out something new, it's hated, it loses money, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna do it again, and we're gonna do it even harder. I mean that takes dedication. Like that. I don't care if the ship's sick. We're doing it anyway.
Yeah, Walt Disney is known notoriously for doing that, unfortunately, and they really don't. I don't know why they don't understand the fact that they had a built-in audience, and they're gaining new fans. They could have been gaining new fans every day with the parents and the grandparents who turn their kids and grandkids onto Tolkien, and then they go and ruin it by creating lore when they had the perfect Bible right in front of them
Oh
to
yeah.
create the prequel, and that could have expanded their universe and their wallets, but they chose to go a whole different direction, and now they've got fans pissed off at them, and nobody wants to see it.
But they're looking for some mythical new audience that they'll appeal to.
Yeah, that magical unicorn doesn't exist.
Well, something that at least with all the major fantasy fans that we have on Creative Chaos, I've noticed a lot of them really kind of are conspiracy theorists. Do you consider yourself kind of a conspiracy theorist? Are you interested in it?
Somewhat, I
Hey,
guess.
it doesn't matter because we're getting into conspiracy corner right now.
What a segue! What a segue! You have that written down.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't aliens.
And we've got the great Levi Skeen saying, Ben number 2. He's calling you poo, Levi.
Uh,
That's rude. Banhammer, Levi. That's not nice.
you
His
sound like
name
one of
is
my ex
Benny.
girlfriends, Levi.
And
His
by
name
the
is
way,
Benny, for God's sakes. Call him Benny.
oh, you are the king of nicknames, Bruce.
I am. I am.
By the way, just real quick before we get fully into conspiracy corner, I just have to highlight that Carrie had said that your profile picture for tonight is perfect for mansplain. The
Oh,
corner we
thank you.
discussed.
That's a picture of me riding a stone elephant a few years ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. And it's got a
Yeah.
giant trunk hanging down. Good joke.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection.
All right. Um, settle down, boys. So we are now in conspiracy corner. Just like at the beginning of the show, Bruce likes to bring it in nice and easy with fanboy for us. I like to end it out real nice and hard and turn every one of my guests into a conspiracy theorist. And if they don't turn into a conspiracy theorist, at least they're sweating through the entire thing. But I've made it very, very easy. We've created this wheel. It is the Creative Chaos Wheel of Conspiracy. And if we can bring it up, I'm going to explain how the wheel works for you, Ben. It's rather simple. We have all these topics on here. I think it's due for an update. So, regular viewers of Creative Chaos, be looking forward to an update on this wheel. And but here is how the wheel works. You get 3 spins. You can choose to stay with topic 1 or 2. But if you choose to spin a third time, you're stuck with that topic. But here is a bonus about Conspiracy Corner. You don't have to know anything about said conspiracy because I do like inviting creatives on because they literally can talk and write out their ass. So, you can say whatever you want about any given topic. You can make up what the conspiracy theory is for all I care, because I don't really care.
Okay.
Um, do you understand how the wheel of conspiracy works?
I think I do, but I'm probably going to need reminding at some
That
point.
that's okay. It's rather simple, and we like it when people screw up on Creative Chaos. So try to screw up. Let's see if you can. Are you ready to spin the wheel?
Yes.
Let's do it. Justice system. Is it a conspiracy? Is there a
Uh,
justice system? Who knows?
I mean, we all, I think we all kind of know that it is at
We
this.
know nobody's above the law,
Well, depending on who you are, you know.
right? I mean,
Unless
this
their
one
last
seems
name is Biden.
kind of boring to me, but it's up to you if you can talk on it.
I mean, like, yeah, we can spin it again, you know.
All right. Let's spin it again.
Spin the wheel.
All right.
Spin the
I
wheel.
think that one's gonna get axed on the update. Ooh, will it be 9/11 or Bigfoot?
Oh,
9/11. Yeah, this one could piss a lot of people off.
I'd like to spin it one more time.
He, not such a brave man here.
No, that's
All
all right.
right. All
That's all
right.
right. But remember, this is it. Now
Then
you're
number
stuck with
two
it,
is
Jenny.
stuck. Mandela effect's a fun one.
I think, oh, the Mandela effect. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that we all have, I mean, well, not all of us, but I would say it's pretty obvious that our nation and subsequently most Western nations have been going through quite a few Mandela effects. I would say that the biggest one is that, the last presidency was super competent, and that he was just like the smartest, best president we ever had, and that the economy was thriving, and that, we elected this evil dictator, and now everything's horrible. And like, I just find it amazing that people kind of, it's like they've replaced what happened with like this fantasy version of what happened. And I mean, now in terms of conspiracy, I don't know if like, well, you know what? Scratch that. I do know that, yeah, no, I mean, it was done on purpose. I think people take advantage of the fact that we all kind of have short attention spans. And so they purposefully float out fake narratives that people just kind of pretend like they remember. And then they end up believing that they do remember it. Yes. Yes. And like, people will swear that that's what they remember. I mean, that's the most grounded example I can think of. I feel like Levi's explanation about the timeline being changed, though. I wish I had thought of that. That was because it's, yeah. I mean, who knows? Doc Brown and Marty might be messing with all of us. Yeah, where did they go? It's like they said they were there for like a year, and then it's like, okay, well, we're done with those. Yes. Oh, I've heard this one. I've Yeah, that everybody swears that they've seen the cornucopia and that it never actually existed. Uh-oh.
Wait, there's me, and there is
I don't
Batman.
know what you did there, Christy, but don't do it again.
Okay, I hit the dynamic scene, friend. I tried problem solving on the fly. Love you,
The
producer
almighty
Cause. I won't do it
the,
again.
the almighty cause has spoken.
Oh
Can
lordy.
everybody hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
And Carrie's asking if we ghosted you, Ben. No, we didn't ghost you. We didn't ghost Ben.
But you wouldn't be the first.
But but our great and wonderful producer told me not to fuck around anymore with the buttons, and I'm not going to. I can hit the show and hide comments. That is to the extent of which
I'm, go-
I can push buttons on Creative Chaos. Anyway, so you
I'm gonna
guys,
send I'm gonna send you a Chinese finger cuff so you don't do it again.
have I
Put your
ever showed
fingers
you
in
my
and you
messed
can't
up finger?
put your fingers in and you can't get them out.
Anyway, you guys, I know you heard Ben talking about the cornucopia, so I'm sure you could have like put piece together from there that I asked. Does he remember the cornucopia? But Bruce, as far as Mandela effect goes, what's the number one that comes into your head?
Well, we've had that on our show already, the Three Beer Men, and we've talked about the Maxell commercial with the fan blowing the music supposedly is blowing the
Ooh,
cocktail
well,
across.
ask Ben. What it is? It Maxell or is it something else?
Is it Maxell or Memorex?
I don't even know either of those.
Oh,
See,
how
he's
old are
not
you?
as old, he's not
I
as
got
old as
double
me.
Mandela.
But the cornucopia one on the Fruit of the Loom one is definitely one of the regular ones that sticks with me. And Jiffy peanut butter. Jiffy peanut butter, not Jif. I remember it being Jiffy peanut butter. Now they
Yeah.
say that didn't exist. It was only Jif. It was always Jif. No, it used to be Jiffy.
I think they're lying.
They are lying because I remember Jiffy peanut butter.
So Ben, do you think it's mostly that it is just a bunch of gaslighting and they're like intentionally like just kind of changing the narrative, like the controllers or who there's the big they or whatever is
I,
changing things intentionally?
I would say yeah, and I would also add I think like the more we learn about agencies like the CIA and the FBI, the more it's like you can imagine them having an active role in even like the small things that we seem to misremember. Like I can totally see them, I mean all those experiments they did with people's heads. Freaking Winter Soldier shit over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you, Ben. I agree. Read the book Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon if you haven't had a chance yet. Talks about
Mm.
how the government agencies have taken control of the 60s iconic music culture, and Jim Morrison's father or grandfather was the reason the Gulf of Tonkin war took place. He created that mess.
Oh
There
god.
was no problem there. His grandfather created it, and then Jim Morrison was the sacrifice to their satanic gods for the grandfather. But
Mm.
that's Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon by, I think the author's name is Dave McGowan.
Lordy, lordy.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it if you like music and you're a big conspiracy theorist or even a mild conspiracy theorist. You're gonna love it.
Well, it's
It
funny.
doesn't.
Like I
It
never
doesn't matter. He'll love it
I
anyway.
was that I never when I was younger, I was like the kind of guy who was like, "Oh, that sounds crazy. Like that's just silly rumors, that internet stuff, blah blah blah." And then as time went on, it's like everything was being confirmed from the conspiracy theorists to the point where it's
Yeah.
like, hell, like it's the only difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is about 6 months.
Yep.
Oh.
That's
Well, these days.
sometimes a little longer, but yes, 6 months to a couple of years. Honestly, I believe we're living in a matrix, like the movie, and that glitches do occur.
Hmm.
Don't you see the spoon in my hand?
Well, the key to get out is Outlaw Nights.
And there you go. Break the mold, get out of the pod, and go read
Outlaw
It's
Nights.
Outlaw
it's
Funding
Nights.
insane.
now.
Funding now on all
Oh,
three platforms.
which, by the way, Fuse, I think we're going to go ahead and cut out of Conspiracy Corner because I was curious. It is your launch day today. How is it going?
Oh, it's been going pretty well. I mean, it's been a little bit of a slow trickle, but at the same time, like, I guess I didn't have super high expectations, so I'm being pleasantly surprised all
Okay.
around.
And are you a King of the Hill fan?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so Vulcan Lives says, Dale Gribble was right man. And then Gibran comes over saying Dale Gribble is my spirit animal.
So, what do you think about the King of the Hill revival they're doing?
I had not heard. Please tell me more.
Oh, they're doing a revival, which has me nervous because modern day revivals have a horrible track record.
But it's still being run by Mike Judge, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
but
don't think he's changed.
and unfortunately, the guy who did the voice of Dale died a couple years ago. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that.
Ooh.
So, so there's a conspiracy theory out there that Dale Gribble is actually generationally related to Fred Flintstone. Have you heard that one?
No.
He's a distant relative of Fred Flintstone somewhere.
What's the logic behind that?
I, I, I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing yet. I'm trying to figure that out myself, but I just haven't had a chance to read that. But yes, Fred Flintstone is Dale Gribble's long lost great 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 grandfather or something like that.
Well, back to the King of the Hill reboot. What's the news on it, if you know off the top of your head?
All I really know about, well, it's gonna be on Hulu, and I think that I think John Redcorn isn't in it for some reason. Uh,
I
and
wonder why.
Oh, well, that could be a good sign
mm,
then, that they're not going to go. I don't know much about the actor, though, So if he's somebody's like, no, we can't, do this Indian stereotype thing, because must be woke. Who
I
knows?
I know that Bobby is gonna be a chef at a restaurant. He's in his early 20s. And from what little I've seen, they're saying stuff like, "Oh, Hank's getting like a modern update," which that sets off some red flags for me. Because,
Mm.
Hell yeah.
mm,
Uh, yeah, just hearing that alone,
yeah.
although, that could be trolling us a little bit. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, the way they try to trick us nowadays is they try to make us think that it's exactly like the old one, and then when you see it, you're like, "Whoa, this is totally different." It is, they know they have to trick people into seeing it.
Well, at least watching the very first episode. But
Yeah.
but you know what? Regardless of what they do, Everybody's gonna freaking talk about it.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I
Well,
haven't seen much. Most of what I've picked up from it was just from like articles. Like I haven't seen many people talking about it online.
hmm. Well, I guess we shall see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we are out of Conspiracy Corner, and I do have one final thing to do to you. You are going to be branded tonight, but not any kind of like weird sex cult kind of way. You're going to leave tonight with a Flip City branding. And this one is a very special and dear one to my heart because earlier today I spent a little too much money backing creator owned comics, and after I backed a creator owned comic, my husband came and told me, Christy, we're running out of money. We need to make more money before we can back any more campaigns. So, I'm a person that likes to have as many options open to me as possible. So, of course, we have Flip City Magazine. Anybody that wants to help me be able to back more campaigns, just go to flipcitymag.com and buy something. If you're already a subscriber, you can get this cool hat. If not, go over, subscribe, or buy some back issues. There are so many options. But I do have a backup plan. And Ben, this is where you come in. You are going to help me be a salesperson tonight. And after you're done, it comes with a Flip City brand. And that means you're invited back to our FAFO shows to do voices and have all kinds of fun. We spin the wheel. It's like creative chaos on crack. Very Flip City style. It's a lot of fun. So you're gonna get branded, and then you're invited back to all of our parties.
Amen.
Woohoo! All right, so we're gonna bring up the first slide here, and I'm gonna tell you what we're selling tonight. And I'm actually even gonna give you an example. So a while back, we did publish a review of through Consumer Reports in Flip City Magazine. It's our guide to the best and worst suicide machines, the quickest, the easiest, and the coolest. And I've got 4 here. I need to choose one that I'm going to sell. So what I'm going to do to kind of give you an example, after you choose the one that you want to read, sight unseen, by the way, I'm going to choose my own to give you a good example of a sales pitch.
Okay.
So we've got
Well,
the Swanson Togethera, the Singling Songbird, the Gurkland Chill Pod, and the Allegro Achiever Series Masterclass.
the Allegro Achiever Series Masterclass, that sounds just top of the line.
It is actually.
That's like the Cadillac of suicide machines, in my opinion.
So you think maybe that's the one I should probably try to sell?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now I will ask you this as well. Do you need an example or do you just want to go right into it?
Um, you mean so I do the
So
pitch?
basically I'll pitch one and then you can do your pitch.
Okay. All
So
right.
do you
Well,
want me to pitch one first?
sure.
Okay, I think I'm going to pick the Schwanson Togethera, and then right after that, we'll go into the Allegro Achiever Series Masterclass.
Okay.
All right, so here's how to pitch. Sorry, I've got to enlarge in my screen here. The Schwanson Togethera. If you gotta go, why not take someone you love with you? That's the stroke of genius behind Schwanson's family-friendly Togethera model. The spacious capsule lobby offers room for 4 with AC, beverage holders, cushioned interior, and entertainment console, plus a 25-inch flat screen With streaming entertainment services, rotating depositor system loads remains in a composting bin located on the underside, making this one of the most environmentally friendly models available on the market. After the compost cycle, the model can be rinsed out and reused for generations and comes with a 20-year warranty. The Togethera is garage storable and available for friends and relatives to jump in anytime. The Togethera's computer automatically forwards courtesy electronic parting messages to loved ones, reminding them how totally horrifying life on this planet really is. Perks: in the warm season, the Togethera doubles as a vegetable greenhouse. Termination methods: slow drip potassium chloride 4 ports and watching Disney Plus network. Change of mind: Togethera is equipped with multiple handheld emergency release controls. One drawback: all occupants must agree to abort. Rating: 3 out of 5 skulls. All right,
Okay.
you're up next, brother.
All right. All right. The Allegro Achiever Series Masterclass. For those looking to puss out of life's great adventure while retaining a touch of class and dignity, may we present the Sultan of Self-Annihilators, the Earl of Euthanizers, the Allegro Masterclass. Exterior design features imported Italian marble, accented with gold inlay. Lush interior includes luxury memory foam mattress and high thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. With hand-carved mahogany, cabinetry, and touches of genuine Corinthian leather, the masterclass is truly created for the discriminating person who's about to cross over. Surprisingly eco-friendly, the Masterclass features the lowest carbon emissions of all our models and a top-of-the-line auto-embalming system. All systems are powered naturally by your sense of accomplishment. Features: 7-course final meal auto service. No pressure unit offers user all the time necessary to fade into oblivion at the user's leisure. Termination method: overdose of self-satisfaction. Change of mind: once you get a load of the good life, you won't be going anywhere. Also, unit is hermetically vacuum sealed. Unlike other brands, the entire pod is designed to be transported by truck or trailer and installed in your choice of mausoleum. Perks: private bathroom, hot and cold faucets, mini fridge, fully stocked wet bar. Comes with 10-year warranty in the event of crypt collapse or vandalism. 5 out of 5 skulls. This is the one you want.
I'm sold.
Bam.
You know, you actually have to sell way less of that model to make more money.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was
You
just
know,
thinking about the consumer.
good point. And it's way less of a hard sell. I mean, you sold it perfectly. Did you see how hard I was selling Togethera?
Well, really, it's the music for me that it's like sets up like, okay, this is the tone of the commercial, you know.
Well, you did quite a good job. And just to let you guys know, if I don't sell any magazines tonight, I am also looking for my very own model, and I may have to go with the Togethera. It may be the only thing I can afford.
Well, you know,
FuselieMag.com.
and plus, I mean, you know, these come from Canada, so you know.
Yes, that was the reason actually behind. Let's see, that was published in volume 16, which was at the beginning of 2022, and that
Oh
was the
yeah,
joke, was the whole Canadian market.
lordy.
You did great.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank
He is
you,
a voice.
sir.
You did say he was a voice actor.
Yeah, it's just it's been a hot minute since I've really like done one, so you know.
All right, I want to know which character you were from the movie Cars.
Oh, I barely remember that movie. What was it?
Okay,
Lightning McQueen.
there you go.
Not Mater?
Oh, you mean good old what's his face?
Oh, I don't know.
Tormater.
The
Tormater.
the fake redneck. What's his name?
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, the other one. What's his he was on the redneck comedy tour.
Oh, Jeff
Jeff
Foxworthy.
Foxworthy.
He was a friend of his. He has a,
Larry the Cable Guy.
that guy.
That's who Mater did. It was.
Yes.
Larry the Cable Guy was Larry, right? Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, you're getting high praise from Vulcan over there. I think he's giving you 5 out of 5 skulls.
Well, I appreciate you, Vulcan, and I appreciate the Vulcans as a people.
That's right. It's not Vulcan Lives, by the way. It's Vulcan Lives.
Well, they do need to live. The Romulans are terrible.
Absolutely. Absolutely terrible. Hey, Ben, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Creative Chaos Show. I hope you had a good time. What do you want people to do?
Well, first off, you need to back Outlaw Knights because the fate of the world depends on it. And also, I would like it if you would all follow me on my YouTube channel, Fusebox. I host a show called Fusebox Engaged where I bring on folks to either promote their projects or just talk about a variety of pop culture topics and have some fun while we're doing it. And then also follow me on Twitter at Fusebox7. Follow me on Instagram at Outlaw Knights. And you can follow me on Facebook under my real name, Ben Fuselier, Fuselier.
Yeah, nobody's
Benny
gonna remember
Fuselier.
that spelling.
Benny.
Hey, you guys, his Twitter, by the way, I'm trying to click on it so I can get the click on you. Go. So I can get the by the way, what social media platform are you on the most? Is it Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get over there so I can copy your actual address so people can follow you. If you're not on Twitter, I think that is where these days we are having the most fun. You don't have to fight, just don't like rage bait, click. Oh, by the way, sorry, little quick like anecdotal story from today. So my Twitter account is at Kitty Flip City, right? So that's the one I go on a lot. But both that and Flip City Mag are on my phone. And I'm scrolling through my feed today on my phone and I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of shitty things. Like, oh God, I hate my feed today because normally my feed is a bunch of indie comic stuff and cute animal videos and stuff like that. And then I realize I'm on the Flip City Mag account, and it's because that's the one my husband uses, and he rage bait clicks. And so it's like, oh, this is so fucking obvious what they feed us.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what you engage with. So I'm like, okay, I need to just stay on my kitty account because I cannot handle the Flip City Mag account. Anyway, I'm still looking for your dumb thing.
Oh,
Brain.
my dumb thing.
Anyway, you guys follow him. It is Fusebox, Fusebox7
Yeah.
over on Twitter. That's where you're gonna find him. And Bruce, where can everybody find you?
Yes, my dear. Well, aside from finding me here every Thursday night on Flip City's Creative Chaos, Cosmic Grandpa and I can be found on Sunday nights live starting at 7 p.m. Big Apple time, 4 o'clock avocado time, 3, that's the number 3, Beermen, BERMEN.TV, 3beermen.TV. Cosmic, if you have that stinger, you can show it at the bottom of the screen. Number 3beermen.TV. And we go live on Pilled, Odyssey, YouTube through Madness Entertainment Group, uh, D Live, Rumble, Twitter, X, and I don't know, am I missing one, Cosmac? I think I got them all.
Oh,
Twitch, Twitch. I do believe Twitch. So that should have covered them all. So that's where you can find us.
All right. And then hey Vulcan, just in the future, I think I need to open a DM with you over on X and we can coordinate a little bit better. So you can help me drop links. I really appreciate you trying to uh dig stuff up live. How do people find you on YouTube? What should they look for?
uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna post it in the chat here.
All right, very good. And you guys don't forget, while Ben's finding that, you guys let us check out the poll. How many people have voted? How many people have voted for their favorite celebrity reflection in a mirror? And we've got 7 entries over there. So we're going to check in with that before we leave tonight. The poll, if you haven't already went and voted, you can go to themeg.tv and click through. There is a big advertisement on the right hand side to click through to the poll and vote before we close out tonight. Because the stakes are high, you guys. The winner gets a free ad run in volume 25 of Flip City magazine, and your choices are very wide and varied. Wow, wow, people are liking that Oil by Diddy. I need to make my screen big again so I can see these votes. So we've got, oh, the great Omar Glitch with 5 votes. Is that
That's
all we can
actually the
see?
total votes.
Oh,
The
total votes. Only five
you want me
votes,
to
you guys.
click on
Kidding.
results and give it away?
Oh, is that how it's working?
So far, Levi Skeen has with Billy Gates has 3 votes, and MAGA Man by Jerry Hines has 2 votes.
All right. 5 votes, you guys. We are going. I have a goal set for 150 votes to be brought in by May 11th. However, tonight was the very first night that we even announced the poll was open. So I'll be hustling around Twitter and getting all of these artists to campaign for themselves to win that quarter page ad inside Flip City magazine. Thank you to everybody who voted tonight. I'm so sorry that I went, "Oh, only 5 votes," because, I'm a big baby. I am a big baby and I'm spoiled, and I don't know why anybody watches this show, um especially after I've been sick for 2 days. But thank you guys for coming and joining us on Creative Chaos tonight. We've got another good one for you next week. I do not have my calendar open. If you guys want to hang on for 1 second, I will let you know who my guest is next week. It is Creative Chaos, by the way, is every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And we've got Dees Casillas coming next week. He's a stand-up comedian who has a comic book as well. Couldn't tell you the title off the top of my head because I haven't done all the research yet. But he is a fun guy to be with. And I went on his show just a little while back and had a great time hanging out with Dees. So come back next week, find out what that's all about. He's going to be put through the ringer like everybody else. And I think he might be a little more of a conspiracy theorist than Ben himself. But go ahead, Bruce. What you got to say?
Kerry, you share my birthday too. Mwah. Love you, girl.
Is your birthday coming up, dear?
It is. Today is Elvia's, and mine is 10 days out.
All right. Well, I will have
I
to
don't know.
remember next week
I,
we have to sing happy birthday to you.
okay. I don't normally announce that, so
Happy
just
future birthday.
thank you. And happy future birthday to you, Kerry.
Well, actually, happy future birthday to everybody.
This is true. And
All right.
Ben Sullivan is saying, great one, Benny, and all Flip City dwellers. Thank you, Ben.
Well, thank you.
And we got Gibran coming in with May 21st. Happy future birthday to you as well, sir.
That's my
Come
ex
back
mother in
next
law's.
week.
That's my ex mother in law's birthday.
Well, we all know about the bitch. I don't know who raises the bitch, but probably also the bitch.
The bitch learns from the bitch.
Oh, dude, Bruce, this feels like backstage talk, but people were talking about their toys in a chat that I was in, and so I gave away a little bit because I know you talk about it openly about your situation with your toys, and everybody was like this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then at the very last moment, Truth Quest Aaron
Aaron
Moriarty checking
Moriarty.
in over on the Rumble. We get him over on Rumble almost every single week. Thank you, Aaron, so much for popping in. We're closing it out for tonight. I am literally going to go pass out. It is time. I'm going to go hawk up along and then pass out. It's going to be a good one.
I'm right there with you. I got to tell you, I'm almost done with this old fashioned, and it kicked me in the head. Whoo, yeah.
Thank you again, Ben. You guys go check out his campaign. The link is in the description. And during the outro video, I will be dropping it in the chat again. We'll see you guys next week. This is where we wave. Ben, you have to, even though nobody can see you.
I'm
Bye.
waving.
Yay.
Okay, class. List everything insensitive, exclusionary, bigoted, nationalistic, misogynistic, and offensive that you can find in history's great myths and legends. Extra points for suffering panic attacks or emotional outbursts. Fact check every opinion against the lived experience of your comrades and allies, so you can avoid forming a criminal opinion. Scrutinize it cover to cover. Wrongthink, misgendering, dead naming, misinformation, microaggressions. Leave no page unturned.